What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Tuesday, September 9th, 2025, and we are back with another live here on the Touring Your Rain Reloaded channel. If you have not done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you are new. And if you are new, I'm glad that you are here. Hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live, or join the Discord and you should be notified in there. Shout out to everyone in the chat, especially all of my mods, people who are members of the channel, people over there on Patreon. Shout out to you. And if you are on Patreon, y'all already know what day it is. It is Tuesday, so that means you will be getting a new commentary this evening. Before I get into everything, let me acknowledge those of you who are in the chat now or came in early. We got Raging Woody, Jacoby, Miss Jalen, Don P, Jonathan, Sybil, Reparations Nations, Tangi, Cosmo Fury, Rokumuro, Anita, Andrea, Church, KG. And also, by the way, if y'all have not seen the community tab post that I made maybe about a couple of hours ago, me and KG actually recorded a nearly 90-minute commentary earlier this afternoon. It will be going up on Saturday at 9 a.m. Y'all are definitely not going to want to miss it. Of course, you know I'm going to keep on promoting it more as we get closer and closer to Saturday. But y'all are that's going to be a reason for y'all to want to get up pretty early on Saturday. So y'all are definitely not going to want to miss that commentary. We also got Miss Nisi and D Money just came into the chat as well. But before we get into everything, as y'all know or may not know, today I was supposed to do part 2 to the live stream that I did last Thursday. Unfortunately, and let me just actually run this down. On Friday, I think Friday was the 5th, I had got like a little copyright notice or something like that. Now on YouTube, if you get like a little copyright claim, it's not like a takedown notice or anything like that. It's just saying that I can't monetize the video because they said there was some copyrighted stuff in it. But I could leave the video up. It's not blocked or anything like that. But I was like, I'm not going to really worry about it because I don't monetize my live streams anyway. I can't even remember the last live stream that I did monetize, to be quite honest with you. Didn't think nothing of it. On yesterday, I had received an email saying that I had got a copyright takedown request notice, and it said I had 7 days to take down the live stream or I would get a copyright strike on my channel. So the person who uploaded the content to the channel in which we reacted the video to, I didn't really, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even know who that person was. But then I looked at who put the claim on there, and apparently, and when I looked their name up, apparently this is a big name in Hollywood or in Hollywood, whatever you want to call it. And they have a whole IMDb page and everything. So a lot of people think that it's YouTube that issued out the copyright. No, it was the person who runs that channel that did it, that issued it out. And the thing is, on my channel, if you make YouTube content, you have a copyright like list, and YouTube will notify you and say, look, this person has used some of your stuff, or they used a lot of it to the point where it triggers a copyright notice. Do you want to go forward and issue a copyright claim against the person who touched it? Yes or no. The person has the option to say yes, they want to, or no, just leave it alone. This person decided to go beyond that and have it where they wanted it taken down. So thankfully, I got a grace period to have the stream taken down on my own accord, which I did yesterday. So basically, for me to protect the channel, I said I'm not even going to combat with it. Let me do it. Let me just go ahead and do it. Now y'all understand why I do my True Crime Sundays over on Rumble. That right there is exactly why. That's why I tell people, if y'all want to watch the True Crime Sundays that we do, which, by the way, shameless plug, there will be a True Crime Sunday this upcoming Sunday. But for those who want to know why I do those over there, that right there is exactly why. Now, not to say that I won't go and do part 2, but if I do part 2, it will have to be over on Rumble. But I just wanted to get to give y'all that update, because I know that many of y'all really loved that live that I did last Thursday. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And I was really looking forward to y'all seeing the part 2, especially with how I hyped it up. And trust me, it was well worth the hype. But unfortunately, I won't be able to do part 2, at least not on here. So that's just me giving out the information as to why y'all are not giving this stream today, because the topic that we're talking about today with this was always going to be a topic, but it was going to be saved for Thursday. But I had to move this from Thursday to today. So I just wanted to give y'all that information right there, just in case y'all didn't see the community post that I made yesterday talking about it. So here it is. If y'all missed it, then y'all just got to catch the explanation in the playback. But anyway, now that we've gotten through that, let's get to what we really all came here to discuss. Is it really over for Fresh and Fit, aka Myron Gaines and Walter, aka Amrou Fudl and his sidekick? Well, they seem to think so, because they put out a video on, well, actually, I think it was a stream. They put out a stream on their channel, I think last week, basically saying that they were quitting YouTube. And I question, are they actually quitting YouTube? And it's a reason why I asked that. And I'm going to share my screen right quick and show y'all this small little clip from the Omeezy channel. For those who don't know who Omeezy is, he's a content creator. He does a lot of like reaction style videos to especially a lot of people who are in the streaming space. And he posted this video called Fresh and Fit finally quit YouTube, but the video was posted 11 months ago. So you're talking about, it'll be a year in October from when he made this video. So I'm going to play just a little bit of it, because I don't need to play the entire thing, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then we're going to go over a comment that Myron left that Omeezy pinned at the top of his chat, of his comments.
And guys, just so you know, we're probably going to stop live streaming on YouTube here pretty soon. So guys, what's going to end up happening is this. We're going to be streaming only on Rumble and on Twitch, probably starting after this week.
Yeah.
So just get ready. We're going to have to move the main platform to Twitch. And
3 days later.
And these guys have big audiences, and they're making it okay to get with girls that are 3 or 4. Let me tell you guys something about, okay? For all the young people that are watching right now, hopefully we're on the front page of Twitch so this can get us.
So that was the little small part that I wanted to play, because then it's going to go into his commentary. So basically, if y'all don't know, about 2 years ago, Amrou Fudl and Walter got demonetized on YouTube. And many people pretty much speculate why that was. Of course, you know, they're not going to come out and say what the reason was, but many people already speculate the reason as to why it was. And it happened like in August of 2023. I will never forget it, because the day I found out that they did, I came right on here and made sure that Triple P was up and ready for the next live. Whatever live I had planned for that time, I shifted it to the next available day, and we talked about it. And man, did we have a time with it. So they ended up getting demonetized on YouTube. Now, what's funny about it is they got demonetized the weekend that they were set to get paid. Now, for those who don't know how AdSense works, AdSense is the company that Google uses in order to pay out its content creators on YouTube or any other thing attached to Google. And it pays out on the 21st of every month, unless the 21st falls on a Saturday, a weekend, or a holiday, like a federal holiday of a sort. And this one, it fell on a Friday. I want to say it was a Friday. They demonetized them like that Wednesday or that Thursday, like right before they were set to get paid. And what happens is, if you get demonetized right before that point, they won't pay you for that pay cycle. They won't. And that's exactly what happened. And then, of course, you know, Myron came out and he made that video, and that's when he was on there basically shedding crocodile tears, at least trying to fight him at the very least. And people was clowning him about that. So then they decided, oh, okay, we're demonetized on here. Now we're going to go ahead and make content over there for Twitch. So now they're already down one platform. Okay, you said it was Friday, so it was okay. It was Friday, and it was set to get paid Monday. So it was over the weekend. So that means that Saturday was the 21st, then, and it was that Friday the 20th. Appreciate you. So they didn't get paid for that. So they ended up talking about, and that's where this video comes in. That's when they was talking about like going to stream on Twitch and all types of stuff like that. And the reason why you see the word banned up there is because literally probably about a day or two later, they ended up getting banned on Twitch. So you just got banned on YouTube. Now you just got banned on Twitch. So now you're down 2 platforms. So now all you have is Kick and Rumble. Fast forward a little bit more time, and they ended up getting banned from Kick. So now you're down to 1 platform. As far as being able to, in some cases, upload content and also make money off of it. They are very fortunate that YouTube even allowed their channel to stay up. And they basically been trying to get remonetized and all types of stuff on YouTube. And 2 years later, it has not worked or gone well for them. So they got demonetized on YouTube. They got banned on Twitch. They got banned on Kick, and Rumble's the only platform left that allows them to continuously upload their content and make some money off of it. And honestly, Rumble's monetization is very weird. Well, I put it like this. They're not making the kind of money they were making on YouTube on Rumble. And if they try to say that they are probably lying. So that was that. But like I said, Myron came back and he decided he was going to leave a comment. And he did. The comment is right here. It says Myron Gaines X 11 months ago. It says, we are actually on Twitch now. We appealed the suspension and won. Be mad hater. He spoke so soon because not long after that, they ended up getting banned on Twitch. And no one feels bad for them. Nobody. So now that I've gone over that, again, this was 11 months ago, and I wanted to show y'all that because a lot of people don't realize that they've said that they were going to leave YouTube before, but they never did. They stayed on there because they were using YouTube as a funnel to still get views that they weren't getting elsewhere. Remember, they're down multiple platforms. They can only upload on YouTube and Rumble. So now that we've gotten that out the way, let's go here. And thankfully, I came across this page on YouTube that was able to clip out the 11 minutes that I needed. And that was the part where they talk about and discuss why they are quote unquote quitting YouTube. They should put quitting YouTube in quotations because I honestly don't believe they're actually leaving. But I haven't watched this entire video in entirety. I've seen some people react to it, but it was clipped up, so I don't have every single thing. So for the most part, this will be my first time actually watching them talk about them quote unquote quitting. And for the most part, this might be your first time actually watching them quote unquote talk about them quitting as well. Miss Jalen said, I heard YouTube payout is bigger than the other. Well, yeah, because YouTube is owned by Google and Google has a way bigger bag. Well, and Twitch I will say Twitch comes next because Twitch is owned by Amazon. So you got demonetized on one big platform that was paying you good, and you got banned on Twitch that was probably paying you good as well. I don't know what Kick's monetization policy is, and Rumble, I don't know how their stuff works. So like I said, we're about to now go over. First, let me go and look, because after this, I want to go to the comments of their video, because in the comment section, it was getting cooked. They was getting cooked in their comments of their initial video. So let's go ahead and get started. And if y'all have not done so already, please go ahead and hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm going to speed this up because I ain't trying to stay on here all day. But just in case you never know, I'm going to go ahead and play the disclaimer just in case.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the First Year Podcast, man. Regular edition. It's Womanizer Wednesday. Welcome to the stream, guys. So,
crazy week so
far.
It's
been a crazy week, man. So, as you guys know, it's been a minute since we've done the show because we did our last episode, I think, on Wednesday of last week. So, it was literally, we've been off there for a week, pretty much.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, we've been off there because, so what ended up happening last week, guys, was, as you guys know, we had our show. We had what? South Carolina. Well, no, I know South Carolina. We had John from Modern Life Dating here, right? We did a fantastic episode with him. We covered 10 reasons why, we're kind of in the shitter when it comes to dating in America.
Yeah.
And he compared the dating marketplace from him being in Japan and traveling the world versus what's going on now. And I think it was really good analysis because he has been in the United States now for a few months.
No, this is not that video, Ms. Jalen. To give a overview again, going back to what Miss Jalen put in the chat. No, this is not that. This is not the crash out video. Not the one where he's saying again. No, not that one. This isn't that one. This is recent. This is from like last week. This is them saying that they're quitting YouTube. Again, this is like the second or third time they said it. But this is the one that happened. This is from last week. Not even a whole week ago, if I'm to be honest with you. Let me see, when did they post this? 5 days ago, September 3rd. That's where this is from, September 3rd.
Part of the last 10 plus years, guys, he did not live in the United States. He was literally in Japan, dating over there, going to other places. So for him to come back to the United States with a fresh set of eyes, right? Because the thing is like when you're involved in something, when you're entrenched in something, it's very difficult to understand what's going on when you're in it. So for him to leave and then come back 10 years later, he's going to be hyper aware and hypersensitive to certain traits. And that's what made the analysis so good when we had him.
I wish Myron would just get to the damn point. No one came to hear this.
On talking about, what's going on in the United States when it comes to the dating marketplace, etc. Now, with that said, after we did that show, we did After Hours with Girls. And during the course of that show, if you guys remember, we only were on YouTube for about 20 minutes. And anybody that watched that show, I highly recommend you guys go watch it. It's up on Rumble right now in full. The show is 10 times better.
Yeah.
Right? And something clicked for me as we were doing that, right? Though we are able to operate in a fashion on YouTube, right, and say what we want to say and, get the information out there to you guys, we're able to put it out in a way more entertaining, truthful, and raw perspective that, quite frankly, is required in this day and age of political correctness. Now, we're seeing the recession of freedom of censorship a bit, but it's still alive and well. As you guys know, we got demonetized August of last year. It's been officially 2 years now, and we've still been able to operate, and we've still been able to grow the audience and still be able to create content for 2 years. As many YouTubers, if they were demonetized for 2 years, that this would be a death blow. They would never be able to operate this long.
I couldn't tell because, again, if y'all remember the video in which they found out they got demonetized and came on here and started talking about it, Myron was on there. He was bought the tears and saying a whole bunch of stuff that to the point where he got up and he walked off camera to go wipe his tears. And he's still on here talking about, I can, talk about whatever I want. Clearly, you can't talk about whatever you want because that's why you got demonetized in the first place. You're very lucky that you was able to keep the channel up at all. Now, he's not going to go in here and talk about the real reason into why they got demonetized. But all you got to do is think about the stuff or go back to when, of all the things that he was doing at that particular time. And even not on this platform, such as throwing up a particular type of salute or wearing a pillowcase over your head and putting holes in it to pretend like it was a Klan hood. All the stuff and anti-black things that you said, probably even more so the stuff that you said mostly about a lot of women and a whole bunch of other very nasty, degrading, deplorable things that he has said over the years. And the crazy part about it is they had a working formula. Whether or not you watched it, that was entirely up to the person, the viewer. But they had a formula that was working for them, but then they got a little too comfortable and then decided they're going to go way overboard with it. And now look at the position that he's more so that he is in. Going in and out of white supremacist spaces and saying all this anti-black stuff day in and day out to get views and engagement, basically rage baiting and clickbaiting and all types of stuff. And you don't understand why what's happening to you is happening. It's a little something called karma. Hey, what's going on, Lisa? Shout out to Lisa Cabrera in the chat. That's what it's called.
You know, I think we've taken it kind of in stride, right? Like after we did that episode of MLD, I went to South Carolina. We did a fantastic Uncensored America event where, you know, I set up my table, debated a bunch of people on many different growing issues, whether it's, you know, the T situation, that with Alphabet Squad, feminism, them boys, their influence in America, the Gaza war, literally everything, gun control, so many different things that we debated. And, you know, as you guys know, the channel is growing. The topics that we cover are growing. We still obviously have our red pill essence with dating and male self-improvement, but you know, we're diversified. We're able to get into teach you guys how to buy a car. Last Monday, we showed you guys how to, you know, deal with the car market, right? We teach you guys about what's going on in world conflicts, right? I did a whole extensive piece just now where we covered Russia, China, and India, basically collaborating with each other to, you know, become the new world power, right? China's really fighting for influence right now. We talk about the Israel war. I told you guys what's going to happen when it comes to Iran. We're more than likely going to be in a war with Iran here probably before the end of the year. So Fresh and Fit has been able to really diversify and change things up as the times change, but we still are able to keep our raw essence.
It's funny he's sitting up here listing all the things that they talk about, or rather he talks about, and you heard him run down the resume, but he's still not mentioning the reason, or should I say reasons, as to why they got demonetized in the first place. Because when this was 2 years ago, when they got demonetized, they were not talking like this. They were saying something completely different, and exactly, Pam, trying to rebrand. That's what grifters do. When their back is against the wall and they need and they scratching like a fiend that's looking for their next hit, they will do just about anything to get that next high. Higher than the last high that they got. And you right, KG, they start talking about politics. Another brilliant observation made by our resident political analyst. Because like I said, 2 years ago, they were not talking like this at all. And then again, Myron, he still doesn't know what he's talking. He thinks he does, but he really doesn't. So yeah, exactly like what Pam just said, they're trying to rebrand. And they think by doing this rebrand that it'll somehow get them back in the good graces of YouTube and get them remonetized again. Let's be honest with ourselves here. The reason why they stayed on YouTube as much as they did after they got demonetized is because they were hoping to do something to get remonetized again. But the thing is, it's too late. You've already put into the algorithm that this is the kind of content that you're doing. They don't recognize you for whatever he's talking about right here. They don't know who this is. Now, see, here's the thing. Let's say they started the rebrand after they got demonetized. Like, say, like maybe a month after. They might have been able to get picked up in the algorithm and they might have remonetized them, but they would have had to stick with what they were doing. They could not go back to what they were doing before they got demonetized. But the thing of the matter is, they kept going with the narrative that they were pushing after being demonetized, and you basically triggered the brain of YouTube that this is who you are. They don't know who this is. It's basically too late.
Which is what, you know, that red pill lens applied to different things, whether it's the news, women, finances. We tell you guys the truth about what it is. Now, obviously, telling the truth comes at a cost, right? Number one, they don't want you guys to know this shit. Number two, the more knowledgeable you are about certain topics, the more it becomes a danger. And quite frankly, your ability to speak freely is 100% contingent upon your influence. It
has nothing to do, and see, again, and they love to say that we don't take accountability. It has nothing to do with you speaking freely. It's about what you just, it's a lot of the stuff that you say. Especially a lot of stuff that they do off this platform. He still thinks that it has something to do with a quote unquote being censored or his violated, his freedom of speech being violated. He's still not, it's still not registering for him. That wasn't the reason why you got demonetized. And he knows it. That's the crazy part. He knows that why. He knows why. Honestly, let's be real here. Amrou Fudl is the reason why the Fresh and Fit channel got demonetized. I can't really say that his sidekick is the reason why. When I found out they got demonetized, I said Myron Gaines is the reason why. That was one of the first things that came to my mind. I said he is the reason why they got demonetized before I even looked any further into it. Because he be speaking reckless with his mouth. He doesn't know how to, how can I put it? He doesn't know how to be charismatic with his words. He thinks that what he's doing works because he's seen PC do it. Newsflash, Myron, you are not, nor will you ever be them. Yes, Lisa, he did cry. He cried, he shed a little tatted tear, and then he walked off the set so he could cry some more. Exactly, KG says, be congenital without being a shock jock. That's what he was doing. And then he went overboard because he could not stop. He got addicted to it. And the thing about it is, he still hasn't learned his lesson because he's still the same way right now.
If you're highly influential and you're growing too fast, but you're not saying the right things, they clip your wings. Yeah. They did it to us. They did it to Andrew Tate. They did it to Pearl, etc. Now, with that said, despite the setbacks of being demonetized for 2 years, we've been able to grow. But what we've realized is it no longer makes sense for us to stream on YouTube certain episodes because, number one, we have to censor ourselves, and then number two, it holds us back from being able to ever remonetize the channel.
Now, listen to what he just said right there. That's why you have to really pay attention. He said it makes no sense for us to continue to stream certain episodes on YouTube. Then why would you say that you're quitting YouTube then? Because if you're saying that you're quitting YouTube, in the minds of the people who are looking, they're thinking, oh, you're leaving the platform altogether. But no, it seems to me that you should have put an asterisk beside this title. You're not completely quitting YouTube. You're putting up certain parts of lives or videos from Rumble to put up on YouTube to get people to come from YouTube to Rumble. That's what it is. He's not leaving. They're not leaving the platform altogether. It's not like they're abandoning the channel and not uploading it on it ever again. He's saying they're still going to use it, but not for every little thing. Exactly, KG. They're doing the highlights. So basically, you're probably going to get a lot of shorts on that channel. Nothing long form like what you see right here.
So, that's kind of why we've decided, look, we're going to stream the dating shows on Wednesdays, the call-in shows on Fridays, and the after hours only on Rumble and Kick, right? And Rumble was with us from the beginning anyway. So we've been telling you guys for 2 years now that Rumble's the home base. But I think for us to be able to move forward and be able to eventually get this channel to on YouTube at least. On Rumble, we're still growing and we're getting a lot of views. I find it funny when people sit there. People sit there and say, "Oh, first of all, off, bro. Do you see our Rumble views? Every single video is hitting 100,000 to 300,000 views on Rumble. Every single video,
bro,
almost.
Astronomical. Just to add to your point here, I had a big YouTuber call me today. We spoke for like.
Oh Lord. He said he had a YouTuber call him today. Walter loves to say that people called him or some kind of connect reached out to him.
Like an hour on the phone. He's like, so you guys still demonetized? I was like, yeah, bro. It's been 2.5 years. He's like, bro, most YouTubers would have been out of the game at that point.
Yeah.
But he was like, Rumble must be the future because they've been holding you guys down from since back then. However, I would say this: YouTube itself, bro, there's still censoring people that have been banned in the past, which to me is unfair because at this point, I mean, we've made a major change, right?
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know.
You know,
it's weird.
and also keep in mind, guys, the thing that got us banned was talking about a certain topic before October 7th. Okay, let's be honest.
So that's what he wants to go with. He said a certain topic before October 7th. Now we all know what that topic is, and of course he's talking about October, like from 2 years ago. That's what he said as the reason why. But still to this day, we don't know the actual reason as to why they got demonetized. That's what he said. I got a question in the chat. Do you think that's the reason why they got demonetized? Yes or no? A particular topic before October the 7th? Mind you, they got demonetized in August. You're talking, what, a good month and a half before what he's talking about. I do not believe for one single solitary second that that's the reason why you got demonetized, because you weren't even talking like that about what was going on prior to October 7th during that time. But if that's what you want, if that's what helps you sleep at night, I guess.
But now you can freely.
Now you can freely.
Everybody can.
Because I see people taking a lot of the shit that we've been talking about for years now at this point and being able to be on YouTube with it, which is great. Let me be clear about this. I think I smile every time I see people talk about this topic and it's getting out in the mainstream. Like when I saw Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and on the right, or people like Hassan Piker or Kyle Glinski, like the fact that they're talking about this both on the left and the right is a W. I don't give a fuck about gatekeeping. That's stupid. I think this is a problem that really needs to be brought out there. However, we talked about it when it was still very dangerous and taboo to talk about it.
Oh, so you think that you opened the... Oh, listen to this. You think you opened the floodgates for every... So basically, is that whole you walk so they could run scenario? No, sir. No. And even, and again, like what KG said about the shock jock thing, you can talk about that all you want, but it's the way you talk about it. Especially, you have to also know what you're talking about too when it comes to certain topics. Well, actually, any topic, to be quite honest with you. You can't go out there and just go from 1 to 10 and be knee deep in your feelings. Which is what he was coming off as, or he was basically trying to get in the good graces of a certain group of people. And it didn't work. And it still isn't working. So I still don't believe that's the reason why they got demonetized. I really don't.
Right? So we ended up obviously getting put on the radar. Media Matters and the fucking censorship police came in, and then bam, we got demonetized. And we've been able to still survive and operate for 2 years because, obviously, because of you guys, Castle Club, Rumble, thank God for alternative platforms, and Chris Pavlovsky. We've been able to keep going, and our views on Rumble are really fucking good, man. It's just that.
Then why don't you stay on Rumble? And the thing is, let's be honest with ourselves here. They still needed the audience that they had on YouTube to funnel over to Rumble, because if it was just on Rumble alone, they wouldn't get the views over there like they thought they would. That's another reason why I don't believe that they're quote unquote leaving or quitting YouTube. They still need to funnel that. Let me just put it into perspective for y'all. Myron and Walter, their Fresh and Fit channel is like sitting at 1.85 million subscribers. On Rumble, they're not even close to that. Now, I did see that they are getting pretty decent views. I will not even knock them for that. They are getting pretty decent views. But compared to what they were once getting on YouTube, it doesn't compare. So they're using YouTube as a funnel, like a pipeline, to get people from here to there. Because if they would have just completely shut down their channel altogether before going to Rumble, it would have took them longer to grow on that platform. No matter how many subscribers that they had on YouTube, because Rumble is a different type of platform. Every platform for the most part is different. There might be some similarities, but they operate differently. So they were just like almost if you're creating a backup channel, you have the channel that has the most subscribers to funnel to that channel just in case anything happens to the main channel. That's basically what they were doing.
People think, oh, well, YouTube, we see our YouTube numbers are down. Bro, we don't focus on YouTube. We cut almost all of our after-hour streams.
Today's Speed was streaming, right? And Neon was streaming, apparently. And the views were similar. But Speed is streaming on multiple platforms. Neon's only doing one.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, oh, Neon's beating Speed numbers. No, he's not.
And not only that,
Speed is doing multiple platforms.
Multiple platforms, not botting.
It's not the same.
He's not
botting. So to me, it's like, you got to look at everything as a collective, not just one part, because it is a multitude of things we stream on. Twitter, Rumble, YouTube, Castle Club.
That's true. You're right. Yeah. We do always multi-stream.
So when it comes to platforms and getting views, that does play a part, but it's mainly because we do different platforms.
If I want to be honest, bro, if we wanted to take over, we would only stream on YouTube.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, we'll see 10, 20,000 watching back like it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that may have been a couple years ago, but that's not today. Not by a long shot. And if my memory serves me correctly, didn't Myron tell a couple years ago, right before they got demonetized, let me throw that in there, that they was going to, because Aber and Preach was on their head for the last couple of years. Like anytime Myron, especially Myron, did or said something out of line, they was on it. Didn't he say something about that he was going to lap them like a couple of times? He said something along those lines, and it didn't happen. And what ended up happening? He ended up getting demonetized. Well, they did. KG said, what did he say? Let me rewind it back. Maybe I missed it. You talking about Walter?
And not only that,
Speed is doing multiple platforms.
Multiple platforms, not botting.
It's not the same.
He's not
botting. So.
Wait, is that the part you're talking about, KG, where he said that Speed is nobody? Is that the part you were talking about? Because if he said that, I hate to break it to Walter and Myron, but he's lapping you several times over. I remember one time one of his, I guess a live popped up in my feed. It had like 21,000 people in there live. These two are not doing that. Not even on their best day. Oh yeah, he did say that. Yep.
To me, it's like, you got to look at everything as a collective, not just one part, because it is a multitude of things we stream on. Twitter, Rumble, YouTube, Castle Club.
That's true. You're right. Yeah. We do always multi-stream.
So when it comes to platforms and getting views, that does play a part, but it's mainly because we do different platforms.
If I want to be honest, bro, if we wanted to take over, we would only stream on YouTube.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, we'll see 10, 20,000 watching back like it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And we would just only why do you guys think most streamers only stream on one platform?
Yeah.
They only stream on Twitch or Kick, most streamers. Sometimes they'll only stream on YouTube, and then they'll put clips on YouTube. You know, they'll stream, but most of the time guys stream on Twitch or Kick. Take the clips, put it on YouTube, because you make more money actually putting clips up, guys, than you do with streaming on
YouTube. The new meta for YouTube is clips.
It's all clips.
People's like attention span is so low, bro.
Yeah.
Watching a full podcast or video is almost non-existent.
Clips is actually.
Yet, what are they doing right now? What are they doing right now? Again, this is just 11 minutes and 18 seconds of a 42-minute stream. The full stream is like 42 minutes long. And they just said that people's attention spans are so short. Yet, what are you doing? This is not a short clip, not by a long shot.
See how you make the most.
What's going on, Wallow?
Money. Putting your full stream on YouTube is actually very counterproductive.
The informing media says Aber and Preach does live. Not to my knowledge, I never seen them do a live from their channel. They mainly do long form content.
But we used to do it because we looked at it like, all right, look, a lot of people don't have access to Rumble. They might be in a country that's banned,
or they want to watch it later on,
or something like that. So that's why we also decided to do Kick, so that we can bring it. So if people can't watch on Rumble, if they're in a country that's banned, China, Russia, Brazil, There's a couple countries that have Rumble banned.
I think France too.
France,
as well.
yes, France is the big one,
bro. It's funny. I met people over there that were part of the media conglomerate, and they were like, "Yeah, well, just so you know, Rumble's banned here because they didn't agree with our government." I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." But this is what I will say though: when it comes to streaming on platforms, fellas, it's a long-term play. A lot of creators come into the space and they think, "Okay, I'm gonna just do this and bang on this platform," but you can get banned at any point in time, no matter who you are. You can say the wrong thing, do the wrong set of things, and people see you broke the guidelines. Whatever time you leave the company, you can actually kind of like go against their guidelines, which means you're subject to losing your channel or your platform. So as a result, if you're smart about it, you can say, okay, if I'm going to be here for a 10, 5-year run, I need to plan this accordingly. And for us,
it's funny that Walter is saying all of this, yet they did not, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, apply it. Don't give out all this advice now and you didn't even do it yourself. Like the song says, practice what you preach. That's not what these two did. That's why they ended up getting demonetized 2 years ago. How are you going to sit up there and tell people what they need to do and you didn't even do it yourself? That's backwards.
It was long term. So Rumble was the best answer, and of course, the best platform, because at the end of the day, fellas, you can say what you want, when you want, how you want, with actually no repercussions at all. So to me, it's the best win.
The Rumble ecosystem with Rumble alongside Locals, right? Which for me is OSS, and for him, Common Sense Gang, and then
basically what they're doing is they have to gypsy hop between streaming platforms because they already know that they're on borrowed time. A lot of people don't have to go and gypsy hop between platforms. Let me put it this way. A lot of people who probably have stream on multiple platforms is because their audience is so big. So they're like, okay, let's see if I can expand it here. And then here, and then here, and then here. Multiple streams of income. Them, on the other hand, are gypsy hopping between streaming platforms because they're afraid after they got demonetized on YouTube, what could most likely happen on another platform, which it did with Twitch, because they got not only demonetized, but they got banned altogether. They can't even create another account on there. KG, I'm glad you brought that up because I, like Walter, forgot he made a channel. In case y'all were unaware, Walter, the one on the right, made a whole YouTube channel separate of this and said it was going to be like vlogs and all types of stuff. To my knowledge, I've only seen one video, and that was made like last year, because he knows he cannot make it out here on his own. Now, the reason why I created the Rumble, as you already know, is because of the True Crime Sundays. That's the reason why I did the Rumble. That's my line of reasoning, because of the whole copyright thing. But yeah, Walter has a whole YouTube channel that he practically has abandoned because he knows he's not thriving out here solo dolo. He just can't. Now, I can't stand Amrou Fudl, but at least he can actually thrive on his own, because most people come on there to see him anyway. I don't know if y'all saw it, but there was a clip floating around like a couple weeks ago where some white guy called into their show and he basically went in on Walter, and Myron could barely defend him.
Also Castle Club.
Yeah.
Like, that is what's allowed us to continue doing what we're doing. And honestly, it allows us to make better content, because you guys know when I cut to OSS, or if I'm doing like, even when I do Rumble kick only, and I cut YouTube, I'm able to it's like a fucking big ass weight off your shoulders. Right.
Yeah.
So, and I'm able to say what it is. And then the other thing too, bro, is like, I've learned this as well. And I think you guys have kind of caught on to this. It's very clear, right, that community guidelines are enforced on certain people versus not on others.
Now he wants to talk about the community guidelines. Now he wants to talk about the terms of service. And here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Let me be 100% honest with you. It's amazing that the Fresh and Fit channel even thrived as long as it did, considering a lot of the stuff that they were saying on their channel and doing. It's not like YouTube didn't know what y'all were doing, because clearly they can see it. It's on their platform. It's all through their servers. It's amazing they thrived as long as they did. Because a lot of people were saying when they got demonetized, wow, it took them that long. They wasn't thinking about no community guidelines in terms of servers then. But now you want to cry about it now because you finally got caught. Sagittarius says, why did the guidelines keep changing? Well, that's the thing. They always change them. That's why you always got to keep checking them. And the thing is, a lot of the times they'll change them and they won't tell you. Like the guidelines of YouTube today are not the same guidelines of YouTube 5 years ago. I remember when the whole adpocalypse thing happened. A lot of people was upset with PewDiePie about that because people was making money hand over fist before the adpocalypse thing. It was at that time where anybody could have made money on YouTube. You didn't have to fulfill a certain watch time requirement at that time. Like anybody, you could have made money straight out the gate before the adpocalypse thing happened. And that was back in 2017. But because at the time PewDiePie was the darling of YouTube way before Mr. Beast was, they really didn't mess with his channel like that. He lost endorsement and deals. Like he lost a huge Disney deal. That's why it boggles my mind when Myron sat up there and tried to say saying something before October the 3rd, as it pertained to a particular group of people. When my memory serves me correctly, PewDiePie back in 2017 said something about those same exact people, which not only caused him to lose endorsements, major multi-million-dollar endorsements, but he also caused a huge platform-wide shift because of one person's actions. So the fact that you have Myron up here thinking that he's more important than he is, that's on par. That's on par for him. If you didn't pull nothing off like that, then technically what you did or what you claim to have done that got you demonetized, which I don't believe that's the case, meant nothing. That's why you always got to read the small print. You got to read the terms of service. It's right there. That's why I'm be very careful with the stuff that I say on here. Now, if this was YouTube, now I'll put it like this. YouTube back in its inception, oh, shoot, the amount of things you could get away with before YouTube got was under the ownership of Google, the stuff you could get away with on here. That's back when you could only upload like 5-minute videos. That's taking it way back. That's before you could make money on the platform. That was before you could do live streams, all of that.
I say no. So I went to YouTube, earlier this year.
Oh shit!
And
you want to talk about this?
Fuck it, we're live last on YouTube, right? Oh, for this type of content.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it. So I went there. I was invited and courted by some people that work for YouTube. Very nice people, but of course, this is not a nice situation because we've been banned for 2 years. What's going on? What can we do to?
You haven't been banned. I don't know why they say they were banned. You were not banned off if you were banned off the platform, we would not be watching this video right now. You would not have a channel right now. There's a difference between being banned and being demonetized. This is exactly why Walter's not allowed to speak. He says we were banned. You weren't banned. You can still upload commentaries and videos on the platform. You just can't make money on it. There's a difference.
Fix the issue, we're able to work people.
Yeah, we try to resolve
and adjust as we need to adjust, but something is not fair there. And the gist of it was just being transparent here, because you guys we're taking the other road, which means, for example, because you guys you don't get the same treatment as other creators. Wow. So now to my face, you're saying it. Great. So that to me is selective enforcement. Yeah. Which tells me that, of course, this side internet is not looked upon in a good favor. However, Trump being in office has shifted the culture quite differently, because now, rather than just say, oh, you're banned, it's like, oh, wait, well, you can.
Now he invoked Trump into this. Mind you, again, y'all, They got demonetized. It was under the Biden administration. Yeah, 2023. Listen, Jay, the informant, I can't make sense of this. I can't. I'm trying over here.
Platform, but you can't get money, or you can't have like certain privileges because yada yada. The point is though, we've been put in a box where we're treated differently from other creators.
You put yourself in that box. Let's be honest with ourselves. So now again, they're doing the thing of this is the cope part right here. I'm glad I'm only reacting to this portion because I couldn't react to the whole 42 minutes. This is the coping part of it. Other people can do it. Why can't we? Are other people doing the same thing as you? Like, if you really go back and examine, because again, I'm not familiar with like that whole, I'm familiar with it, but definitely stay far clear of that space. Are they doing the same thing as you? Or are they doing bits and pieces while knowing how to tiptoe around it? Y'all decided I'm going to put my whole damn leg in there.
That's what it is. And I've been told this to my face.
I can't believe you told me that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty much the end of that. And KG, back to what you were just saying when he said he was talking about VidCon, where he got checked. I think that's the part that you're talking about. But before we actually get into letting me bring y'all up, I want to go over some of these comments because, again, in the comment section of their video, by the way, this is their video, well, not their video, their channel. Let me zoom in a little bit so y'all can see. Look at it. Fresh and Fit. Oh, I actually inflated their numbers. They only got 1.58 million subscribers. I thought it was 1.85. So that's how many subscribers they got. They had 69,000 views and it was streamed 5 days ago. So basically about a week. 505 comments. Let's look and see what the people in the comments got to say, shall we? So it says, I've lost count how many YouTubers have claimed they are going to quit YouTube, but they're still on YouTube. Another one says, honestly, I'd rather watch you on Rumble anyway. YouTube has gotten too dystopian and tyrannical with their guidelines and censorship. They deserve losing creators, honestly. Someone else says, just keep YouTube up for many reasons. Another one says, if you stay on YouTube, you can get more people to see your channel and then they join Rumble. Someone else says the end of an era. Someone else says y'all leave, then they win. Someone else says this will fail. Maybe the loyalists will stay, but paying for Rumble Premium for one channel won't work long term. I have YouTube Premium and I watch everything on YouTube, not getting Rumble Premium for one channel. I watch the clips people upload. Now, maybe, again, this is a small, the video that I just watched was a clip from a much longer video. So maybe they did mention something about a Rumble Premium. I wouldn't pay for that either. Because like I said, the only time I get on Rumble is every other Sunday when I do True Crime Sunday. That's it. Someone else says, as you should, the censorship is unbearable. Someone else says, this will be a mistake. I didn't even follow Joe Rogan when he left YouTube to go to Spotify. Most guys won't bother going to a platform they've never been to before. You will only lose views and followers by doing this. Someone else says, oh, well, YouTube was better when it first launched in 2005. I remember those days and I was in high school. Someone said, it's been great, Myron. Thanks for everything. See you back in 2 weeks. That was a good comment. They said, see you back in 2 weeks. Someone says, I think you should continue on YouTube because no other platform has the same reach, which is a major fact. It says, here's a thought. Create a new debate panel channel, a debate panel show featuring other content creators to replace Mondays after hours. Use that show to draw in new audience on YouTube for the street debates and after hour streams, those on Rumbles and Kick, because that's, and they didn't finish their comment. W Rumble, it says, I could honestly care less. Someone else says, you ain't leaving YouTube, bro. Calm down. YouTube is the OG, is what paved the way, and it's what brings you the most eyeballs. So we know you all just like to complain about YouTube, which is understandable, but you're not leaving. See, even people in their comments are saying that they're not that they don't believe that they're leaving. Someone else says they're not quitting. They're taking a break so that YouTube can monetize them again. Their words. Oh, And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they actually did say that. They are holding out hope that they'll get remonetized again. It's not happening. Someone else says, so you're getting off YouTube, but you're still staying on YouTube. Another one says, leaving YouTube low-key sounds stupid. It says, how are you going to farm new subscribers? Rumble isn't mainstream like that, and it won't probably ever be. They said, Rumble is better. People actually say what they want there instead of walking on eggshells. Someone says, Rumble is almost unwatchable with all of the ads. Someone says, just leave already and stop fronting. Someone says, these dudes were F ninjas and are complaining that people are treating them like F ninjas. Yes, you don't get the same treatment as others who aren't banned. That's the whole purpose of punishing people who break the rules. You don't get the same treatment as those who don't. Why is that difficult to understand? And it goes on and on and on. But basically, they was getting cooked in the comment section of their video on their channel. And also this right here, what you see on your screen, this right here, didn't Rockstar reach out to them and says, wait a minute, that graphic looks awfully familiar. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with Rockstar, Rockstar is a gaming company, and their most popular game is Grand Theft Auto. And this graphic right here is where they got the Grand Theft Auto inspiration from to make this. And I think they actually reached out to them and was like, look, we didn't give you any permission to use our graphic to create this thing for your platform. Like, this belongs to us. So if they're actually leaving, quote unquote leaving, oh well, that's I mean, what else do you want me to say? But honestly speaking, I don't think they are leaving. That's just my take on it. But I want to hear your take on it. So I'm gonna drop the link in the comment in the chat. And if you would like to come up and speak, feel free to go ahead. Oh, KG said it was the other one, so that must be the modified version then. That must be the modified version of that graphic so they could get away with it. Sammy, I see you in the down in the queue, but I can't bring you up because it says device is not connected. So connect your devices and I'll be able to bring you up. Follow, what's going on?
What's going on, Torian? What's going on, everybody in the chat? I'm tired of them. We don't even hear from Walter like that. So why do we need to hear from him anyway? We don't hear from him. Go back in your little hole and take care of your baby. Like, just go do that. But they're trying to, basically promote Rumble and Kick, and Rumble and Kick ain't nothing but Dollar Tree versions of, Twitch and YouTube. So, and I think everybody knows that. So for them to act like, oh, we leaving YouTube, bye, who cares? Nobody gives a damn about red pill content no more. That stuff is dying out anyway. It started dying out the day Kevin Samuel passed away. So once he left, unfortunately, R.I.P. Kevin Samuel, all that red pill content, all them red pill creators got exposed left and right like it was crazy. So for them to leave, who cares? I don't care. The hell with their content. You notice they never address the what's that podcast, Torian? The what is the what? Oh, there you go. The Whatever podcast. You know about them?
Mm-hmm.
Did they ever address them? Because basically, if people don't know who the Whatever podcast is a bunch of white guys who basically do the same thing they do, but it's like way milder version of what Fresh and Fit does. And they got over like 3 million subscribers, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to act like, oh, YouTube, no, don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Hold your own nuts. Go jerk off somewhere, jerk off each other's paws, and I'll land with that. Be one.
Shout out to Wallow for coming up. All right, Jonathan, what's going on?
What's going on, man? Um, what can I say, man? Myron's mouth, you know, his nasty big mouth has put them in the situation that they are in right now. Let me tell you something, man. Well, 1.8 million subscribers. You know how long I want to stay monetized with 1.8 a million uh subscribers? Man, that's a big goal to reach, and to have that many subscribers, but no longer monetized because of the stupidity that to the because of the stuff you decide to spit out your mouth about black people and and situations and how you justify violence against black people. It's just sad and stupid. You know what I'm saying? You're already shamed enough to not even mention your parents because you didn't want your real name to be revealed. Well, Walter, his dumbass, I don't know what to say about him. He just follows along with it. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, the whole karma also caught up with him with that wearing a clan hood all the time, making monkey noises. Messing around. You know, teasing Abba and Preach like they was gonna get affected by it. That's all that stuff. Eventually, gonna come back on them and bite them in the ass.
Mhm.
And because of that, they can't make the money like they want to, so they go into Rumble. I don't think Rumble pays as much, and I don't think it's as big as the platform as big as YouTube.
It's not.
YouTube, I already know. I heard of Rumble, but I still barely know much about it. I checked out the app one time, and I'm like, I don't think this is gonna look interesting. So I just decided not to go for it. I'll probably sign up for it on See Your Truth on Sunday. But other than that, I ain't really think about it like that. But yeah, I'm so glad Myron, Amrou Fudl and his boyfriend Walter's getting what they deserve. Him, Sneeko, and all these other cats, they all can suffer a lot more than monetization. And I hope they get banned from other social media sites, so we're gonna have to hear their funky faces, their funky voices, or hear their ugly faces again. And I'm gonna land right there.
Appreciate you
Peace
coming
out.
up. Shout out to Jonathan for coming up. I forgot that Myron had did those monkey noises on his on their platform. And didn't they do all of that? And again, like now that I'm thinking about, didn't all of that happen before they got demonetized too? I think him doing that, wearing the clan hood, doing the salute and all of that happened before they got demonetized. And it's almost like they were building a case, like a case against them, and said, okay, we're going to have enough right here and we're going to pull the trigger right now. And this is going to be it. But then again, it may not have been that. But whatever Myron was up there talking about when he said October 7th, I doubt it was that either. All right, Samuel, what's going on?
Hey, Torian, what's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, but Torian, I'm so glad people are starting to realize these manosphere and these red pill content creators, they're really not talented. They really don't really talk about shit or anything. Excuse my language. They don't really talk about anything, and they're all just falling off. Between them and Charleston White and what's his name? And Andrew Tate. I just cannot wait until they all completely fall off, disappear, and they cannot have any possible chance of trying to get into mainstream media and things like that. I'm just so glad, Torian. And you're never supposed to wish poverty, prison, death, or disease on anybody, but I will feel nothing when it gets to the point where all those manosphere red pill content creators are completely destitute,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you something, Torian. Are you gonna do a story about Tatum doing that interview with Netanyahu?
Probably not. I've seen other people's commentaries on it. I know KG spoke about it, but as for me, I probably won't speak on it. Just being honest with you.
Yeah, because Brandon Tatum ended up losing a lot of followers because of that.
Yeah, because again, he's trying to pivot his content, much like what we just saw with these two right here. Like everyone who has gone after or thrown black people under the bus, they know that group is pretty much dried up at this point. So now they got to pivot to politics or political stuff. And the thing is, they're jumping head first into shallow water with this, not knowing what they're talking about.
Right. And how do you feel about the Brandon Tatum and Charleston White beef that's going on? Because Charleston White,
I didn't even know they were beefing.
Oh yeah,
I did.
Oh, because Charleston White changed his stance on the Carmelo Anthony case, and then Brandon Tatum started saying how Charleston White is going woke. So Charleston White put Brandon Tatum's phone number on his I think his Instagram.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, that is two losers fighting with each other, and where there are no winners.
Right. But yeah, I just can't wait till all of their careers are over, Torian. But I'm gonna go ahead, let the next person go. B1.
B1. Thanks for coming up. Shout out to Samuel. And before I bring up the next person, shout out to Ozzy for being a member for 36 months. I appreciate you. He said, good riddance to Heckle and Jekyll. You will not be missed. Listen, even if they were first, again, shout out to you for the contribution. But even if they were still here, they're like fate. They're a distant memory. You know, they're like a fart in the wind as far as I'm concerned. But I appreciate you. Next up, we got AW1. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, Torian? Seems like you're doing better than old Fudl.
Mm-hmm.
But wait a minute.
I think for the most part, a lot of people are.
But wait a minute. Is this a thing? But he was just making excuses? He wasn't taking responsibility? He was blaming somebody else for losing his channel?
I mean, they always do that. I mean, and it's funny that you say that. And it's funny you say that because I think another reason, and I didn't mention it when I was going through the video, but I think another reason why they're upset is because people who are making content about them are able to make money off of it, and they cannot. Like, imagine when they got demonetized, people made endless videos about them. Like, it's almost like they was waiting for it to happen, and they couldn't do nothing about it except sit there and watch it in complete shame. And they should be shamed.
Did that one dude buy like a condo house for his mama?
You talking about from Aber and Preach? Yeah, he said
he made $1 million just laughing at these dudes.
Yeah, they said they made so much money off it that he was able to buy his mom a condo.
Yeah, but wait, and this is also the same guy that also. So basically, he's not taking any responsibility. So he's blaming other people, and he's also playing the victim. He's victim. He's the victim now.
The coping is real. That's all I gotta say.
And also. So I guess we're the ones that made him go out and say that stuff, racist stuff about black folks, wear the Klan hoodie, making monkey noises. That's our fault. We made him do that.
Let him tell it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But Tori, I just want to give you your flowers, man. You killed it out here, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you too. And I'm gonna head out now. I'm getting killed by this California weather, man. It's like 9 degrees.
Sheesh. Well, stay hydrated. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. So hey, man, be one and stay woke, man.
Appreciate you. Shout out to AW1 for coming up. And that looks like that might be all of the people calling in today. Shout out to everyone that came in to speak. I appreciate your words and everyone who was also active in the chat as well. There will be 2 videos coming tomorrow, so be on. I'm gonna set those up after I get off of here. With that being said, though, we are about to shut it down. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. Again, shout out to everyone who was in the chat. If you were not able to catch it during the live, make sure you catch this on a replay. I'm sure you're going to get a good little chuckle out of this. I can almost see the comments right now starting to roll in. Again, if you are a Patreon, you will be receiving the new video this evening at 8 p.m. So definitely be on the lookout for that as well. Shout out to the members. Shout out to Ozzy for being a member for 36 months. And shout out to all of the mods. With that being said, we are about to get up out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of the evening. Be safe. And most importantly, be one.